Hey everyone, it's Tom Kradza, and today we're going to talk about inflation and deflation. It's probably the number one question we're getting in from the real estate investors that we work with at Rockstar, and we thought if we're all asking that as a group, everyone is probably asking this question, so we thought we'd share some of our thoughts on it. And the reason we love doing this, by the way, is that we did not start Rockstar to be a typical real estate brokerage. Nick and I quit our jobs over 10 years ago because we wanted to live our life on our terms. And Rockstar's sole purpose is to help other people live their lives on their terms. Let me show you something. We believe in that so strongly. Let me take you through the office here. It's empty, by the way, right now. But we have this sign right at the front of the office, your life, your terms. That's what this is all about. We are really about helping other people live their lives on their terms. And to us, that means understanding money, understanding the money system. It doesn't even mean that you need to buy real estate, and definitely not with Rockstar or anything. We just want to help ourselves and as many other people as we can understand money and the money system. So today we're going to try and handle and tackle a big topic, inflation and deflation. I'm going to do that with a little bit of a story. So here I have written out some days of the week, Friday, and then the weekend kind of passes, and Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and so on. And I want to share this story, and just as in a way of a little bit of an analogy on how to explain inflation and deflation. So at the beginning of this story, let's go to a Friday, and let's go all the way back to grade school. So imagine we're in grade school, and you own a beautiful BMX bike. You have this beautiful BMX bike that your parents got you, and you know, it's got streamers off the side. It's like the bee's knees. This thing is amazing, okay? And then at recess, in grade 6, at recess, one of your friends comes up to you and says, wow, you know, Tom, that's a really nice bike. I wouldn't mind getting that bike off you. And I'm like, I don't want to sell my bike. I love my BMX bike. But then they break out, and now if you can see it over here, there's a lot written on this board, but it's my interpretation of a Wayne Gretzky rookie card, okay? So I have this little card here. It says rookie on the top and the number 99. When I was in grade school, if you had a Wayne Gretzky rookie card, you were like, that was the thing that we all wanted, or at least I wanted. I wanted a Wayne Gretzky rookie card. So if somebody pulled that out and said, you know, I'll trade you this Wayne Gretzky rookie card for your beautiful new BMX bike, I would have completely considered it. And in my story here, let's assume I didn't answer yes, but let's say I was going to do the deal. So when he asked me, my friend in grade 6 at recess asked me, hey, Tom, do you want to trade that Wayne Gretzky rookie card, my rookie card, for your bike? I was already saying yes inside. But I didn't answer yes because I wanted my bike for the weekend. So I said, hey, you know what? Let's talk on Monday, and we'll see if I do the deal. But internally, I was like, I was going to do this deal on Monday. I just wanted to ride my bike on the weekend. So then the weekend passes. Monday comes along. So Monday is really interesting because at recess now I have my BMX bike. And then at Monday, when my friend comes up to me and says, hey, Tom, you know, I got the Wayne Gretzky rookie card. Let's do the exchange. And I was completely ready to do that on Friday. Like I was going to do that on Monday. Then on Monday when that happens, all of a sudden, somehow over the weekend, 30 other kids in the school get Wayne Gretzky rookie cards. So when my friend at recess pulls out his Wayne Gretzky rookie card to do that exchange, I have like 30 other friends in the schoolyard racing up to me, showing me Wayne Gretzky rookie cards. Some even played some games. Remember like scrambles and that like nearsies or farsies that used to flick against the wall? I don't know how old I am that I know this, but I'm sure some of you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm 47 at this point, so that was a long time ago, but that's the games that we used to play. So imagine some kids actually collected a bunch of cards, and they had, you know, groups of 5 cards, or some of them had 7 or 8 cards. Well, now, when I'm in the schoolyard at recess, when I see my friend with that one Wayne Gretzky rookie, but I see all these other Wayne Gretzky rookie cards, and some kids maybe even waving 3 or 4 or 5 in my face in exchange for my bike, what happens? Do I want to accept one Wayne Gretzky rookie card for my bike? Or do I want more Wayne Gretzky rookie cards because the situation's changed? And the chances are that I want more. The situation has changed. And what has happened in that scenario? That's to us, that's inflation. My bike has not changed. My bike has not changed at all. What's changed is the number of Wayne Gretzky rookie cards in circulation. So in this example, what's the bike? To me, the bike is a good income property, a property that produces income. And in this example, the Wayne Gretzky rookie cards are Canadian dollars. There's more and more Canadian dollars going into circulation with stimulus packages that just seem like they're never ending right now, right? And never ending there's been more and more Canadian dollars going into the system for the last 5, 10, 15, we'll probably go 20 years Canadian dollars have been flushing into the system. But there's a little bit more to the story that I want to explain. You don't just get inflation, when stimulus gets into the system or more Canadian dollars gets into the system. You need something. And you need something that economists will call velocity. You need velocity. Because in this story, what would happen if all those kids that over the weekend got Wayne Gretzky rookie cards, what would happen if they got all those Wayne Gretzky rookie cards, but they stuffed them under their mattresses at home and did not bring them into school? Then on Monday, when my friend walked up to me with that one Wayne Gretzky rookie card and I had my BMX bike, it would look to me like a fair exchange still, because I didn't know all the other Wayne Gretzky rookie cards were in existence. Because they were all at home stuffed under people's mattresses, I only saw the one card in our little school recess economy. I didn't see all the other Wayne Gretzky rookie cards, so the price didn't change, and I might consider doing the deal. I hope that makes sense. So you need velocity of money. So right now, in the world, when there's a lot of stimulus going into the world, we may not get inflation if there's no velocity, turnover, spending of the money into the economy. And I'll talk a bit more about that in a second. So let's take our example here a little forward one more step. Imagine we get the velocity, all the cards come into the school system at recess, and I debate, exchanging my bike for not one Wayne Gretzky rookie card. I want like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 10 Wayne Gretzky rookie cards for my bike. But then at the end of the day on Monday, there was so much commotion with the Wayne Gretzky rookie cards at recess that the principal confiscates them all and takes them away from everyone except for that original person who had the Wayne Gretzky rookie card. So imagine that. They all disappear. Then on Tuesday at recess, when my friend comes up to me and says, hey, you know what, we didn't do the deal yesterday, all that confusion with all those Wayne Gretzky rookie cards, I'm the only game in town. There's only this one Wayne Gretzky rookie card. And I want your BMX bike. You want to do the deal? And now, I might consider doing the deal again because there's no other Wayne Gretzky rookie cards. He has the only Wayne Gretzky rookie card. The principal's locked those up, got, in her desk drawer somewhere, in his desk drawer somewhere. They're gone. So now I might exchange my bike for the Wayne Gretzky rookie card again on Tuesday. And that would be deflation, right? We had a lot of money in the system, and then all of a sudden it goes away and there's less and less money in the system and there's only one Wayne Gretzky rookie card left. So again, in this example, my bike is a good hard asset, or that's how I'm representing it here anyway. And the Wayne Gretzky rookie card is the Canadian dollar. I hate doing that to Wayne Gretzky, actually. I love Wayne Gretzky. I'm a fan. But anyway, in this example, he's the Canadian dollar, and there's printing a lot of Canadian dollars. So that's how you can go from one stage to the next stage. And in this example, through these 3 days in this story, or this evolution of this story, what hasn't changed? The bike hasn't changed. It's kept its same value. It's the bike. Nothing's changed with the bike. What's changed in the quote-unquote price of the bike in relation to Wayne Gretzky rookie cards is the amount of Wayne Gretzky rookie cards in the system. And that's why Nick and I have always wanted good hard assets in our lives, especially assets that produce income. Like over the last 10 years, everyone's been talking about real estate because the price has been shooting up because there's been a lot of this going on. But we've always believed the true protection, the true value of good assets is income. And we believe over the next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, the income component of real estate, actually income anywhere at all, is going to be the most prized possession that we will all be chasing. Right? In a situation like this, that's what we believe. So anyway, so Friday, Monday, and Tuesday, there's the deflationary situation. And then, we can kind of go forward, and I'm going to talk about this, and actually we can discuss that right now. So what I think in Canada, where everybody is right now, is everyone's like, if I was to use this as a bit of an analogy, Monday would have been the last, let's say 10, 15, 20 years. There's been a lot of money in the system. Lending has been really, let's say, fairly easy. Interest rates have been really low. So the last 10 years, we've been in this situation where we've gone from, a bit of money in the system to a lot of money in the system. And velocity hasn't been incredibly high, but velocity has been there to draw out some of that into the system. Now the question we're all faced with is what happens next? Do we go from this situation here at the start of 2020, do we go from this situation into a deflationary situation? Or do we go into a massive inflation situation where we get huge inflation going right from here over to here? And I think that's where everyone's kind of discussing. Do we get deflation or do we get inflation? And that's the kind of thing that we feel we're talking about all the time as well. And to us, it looks like we're going to be faced with a little bit of a deflationary situation. And I'm not sure it's a little bit of a deflationary situation. It could be a very serious deflationary situation. And for some of those indicators, some of those economic indicators that we would look at to help us decide how we're transitioning from this situation here and where are we going next? Is it here or are we skipping forward to here? Where so much money comes into the system that it's just massive inflation. And I think a lot of people are talking that this might happen because we all see these stimulus that is going out by the federal government. We all see all these promises, these loans that are going to businesses. I'm hesitating a little bit because I don't think those loans are really doing a good job getting out to what businesses really need, but that's a different story entirely. But we do all see this money being flushed into the system. The Bank of Canada is in our markets buying assets on Canada.ca. They're even outlining exactly what they're doing. Right, they're buying some mortgages. You know, there's more stimulus happening now in the last, I would say, 6 weeks than perhaps I've seen in the last 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years. So there's a lot happening. So a lot of people are going to say that we're going to be hitting this massive inflationary situation. But the thing is, if we don't have the velocity of money, if the money doesn't come out to play, are we going to get this, or are we going to go through this? And for some of the indicators, some of our favorite indicators, we have this little list of rockstar economic indicators that we like to look at to help us decide where we're going to go. And some of those indicators, I know it's small up here, so I'm going to read them out. Some of the indicators are the velocity of money. You know, what is the velocity of money? And in Canada, it's hard to see some of that data, but the US publishes great data. And typically, whatever happens down in the US, we kind of mirror them pretty well. So if you just go to the St. Louis Federal Reserve and Google up the velocity of money, St. Louis Federal Reserve, velocity of money, you'll find some of that data. So that's economic indicator number one. What does the velocity look like? The number two is debt. How much debt is in the system? What about interest rates? That's another good one. What's going on with interest rates? Employment, lending standards. What are the bank's lending standards? Demand for real estate. What's the demand for real estate? What does that look like? And in last week's YouTube video that we shared, we talked a lot about this particular point, demand. And then supply. What's the supply looking like? What's the supply going to look like going forward? Are some builders just not going to build right now? Are we going to hit a cap on supply? So even demand falls, maybe there's less supply. These are all the things that we have to talk about. And next to these indicators, we do our own little analysis. There's little arrows here. I know they're difficult to see, but for velocity, we don't have it straight down from, you know, I'd say from the last 10 years, 15 years to 2020 in this period. We don't have it like really, really in the gutter, but we have it kind of going low, or it has been low. Debt has been really high. Interest rates have been really low. Employment has been fairly good. Lending standards have been fairly low. Lending standards, when Nick and I got started in real estate, you had to put like 25% down on a property. So lending standards relative to history have been really low. And then what about demand? Demand has been fairly high, especially in the greater Toronto Golden Horseshoe area. Supply has been fairly low. So when we look at these indicators and break out things like this, we can make our own decisions on what we think is going to happen to the real estate market moving forward. So what we're doing next, and I mapped out a little crystal, that's a little crystal ball. I understand that's completely a brutal drawing, but that's the state of my artistic ability here. In the next 2 years, so in the next 6 months to 2 years, we're in this in-between era. You know, we're in this middle ground where anything is possible. So we're looking at these indicators, and it's something we're sharing with Rockstar and our Circle members. This is what we're talking about all the time. What is all this what's going to transpire here, and what will that produce over in the next 2 years in regards to the economy and to the real estate market? And then after 2 years, if we break out the crystal ball there and try to do our own analysis, to try to give us some forecasting ability. And obviously, no one's going to be able to do that. No one in the world can do this perfectly. We're just trying to do it for ourselves, and we're kind of sharing our own analysis. What's it going to look like from 2022 to 2030, so like the rest of the decade? Because this next 6 months to 2 years, definitely there's going to be a lot going on that we need to figure out. And then after that, we might have some more clarity. We might have a little bit more clarity once we see what happens over the next kind of near term. So hopefully that gives you some things to think about on inflation and deflation, how important the velocity of money is. The fact that a lot of money is just being pushed into the system doesn't mean it's going to get to the places where it needs to get. And what I mean by that is just the everyday Canadian. And because of that, I'm not sure we get the velocity of money. And in a situation where there's a lot of fear in the economy right now, even if it gets out a little bit, do people just kind of hoard it? And then do we get this deflationary environment? So if you're trying to, and then when does the inflation come? And when does that come? So if you're trying to make sense of this for yourself, pick out your favorite economic indicators that you like, start researching them, reading them, collecting data on them for yourselves. And it's a combination of indicators together that will likely give you a little bit of confidence on what you think is going to come down the road. So when we hear people just talk about price, like prices are going up and prices are going down, it's such a high level kind of way to discuss real estate or the economy. We want to go a little deeper and look into some of these indicators to try to figure out what's going forward. And obviously, we do not have all the answers. We're just sharing with you some of our thinking so that you can make some of these decisions and do some of this analysis yourself, because we believe living life on your own terms, like your life, your terms, it's about having that knowledge yourself. So hopefully in some small way, this helped you think about it, look at some economic indicators, and all together, if we share information, we think we can get through all of this and thrive together. So that's it for now. Until next time, your life, your terms.